You've been told your whole life that a dandelion is a weed. It isn't. That yellow head you've been yanking, spraying, and cursing every spring is the one plant your lawn grew on purpose, to fix a problem underneath it that you can't see from standing up. Kill it, and the problem stays. The dandelion was the repair crew, and here's the part that's going to bother you. The reason it keeps coming back, year after year, no matter how much you spray, it's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because the spraying is what guarantees it comes back. There's a loop running in your yard and somebody profits from you never noticing it. 40 years I've grown food. Vegetables mostly, some fruit, and a lawn my wife wanted kept respectable. I pulled dandelions like everybody else, for decades, because that's what you did. I stopped the year I finally dug one up whole, the entire root, not the snapped-off top, and understood what it had been doing down there. I haven't pulled one since, and my soil's better for it. So here's what I'm going to walk you through. What that taproot is actually doing 10–15 inches under your grass. Why every dandelion in your yard is a message about your soil and what it's telling you. Why the spray you've been buying treats the symptom and feeds the cause at the same time. And the one thing to do instead, which costs nothing, because the plant's already doing the work for free. Let's talk about who benefits from you seeing that yellow flower as an enemy. The lawn care industry doesn't sell you solutions. It sells you a subscription to a problem. Think about how their whole model works. If a bag of weed and feed actually fixed the underlying reason dandelions grow, you'd buy it once. You'd never come back. That's a terrible business. What they sell you instead is a product that kills the plant on the surface and leaves the soil condition that produced it completely untouched. So the dandelions return, right on schedule, and so does your credit card. The thing that gets me is, this was never a secret. Any old farmer could have told you. They just made sure nobody framed it this way. Now here's the belief I need to take apart, because you've probably held it for 30 years. You believe a lawn full of dandelions means you've failed. Bad gardening, neglect, something to be ashamed of when the neighbors walk past. Let me tell you what it actually means. Dandelions are what soil scientists call an indicator plant, a bioindicator. They don't grow just anywhere. They colonize soil that's compacted and low in calcium, hard, tired ground that grass roots can't push through. So when your lawn fills with them, it isn't telling you you're a bad gardener. It's telling you your soil is packed down and starved, and it's sent up the one plant on Earth built to fix exactly that. The dandelion isn't the disease. It's the ambulance. This isn't new knowledge that somebody just discovered. Back in 1970, a man named Ehrenfried Pfeiffer wrote a whole book on it, Weeds and What They Tell Us. His entire argument was that the weeds in your soil are a diagnosis, if you know how to read them. Every plant that volunteers in your yard is a sentence about what's happening under the surface. Gardeners knew this for generations before the chemical companies convinced everybody that the only good weed was a dead one. It got buried, quietly, because a diagnosed problem you can fix yourself doesn't sell nearly as well as a war you have to keep funding. So let me show you what the dandelion is doing down there, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. That taproot, the long white one that always snaps when you pull it, drives straight down through compacted soil that grass roots physically cannot penetrate, 10 inches, 15, in loose ground, deeper. And as it grows, it does something a bag of fertilizer can never do. It drills a channel. When that root eventually dies and rots away, it leaves a tunnel behind it, a highway straight down into your hardpan for air, for rainwater, and for earthworms to follow. One dandelion is a slow, free, self-installing aeration system. A lawn crew charges you to punch holes in your yard every autumn. The dandelion's been doing it all along and paying for itself. That's the first job. Here's the second, and it's the one nobody explains. That deep root isn't just drilling, it's mining. Down in the subsoil, below where your grass can reach, there's calcium, potassium, iron, minerals that leached down out of reach years ago. The dandelion's taproot reaches down into that layer, pulls those minerals up through itself, and stores them in its leaves. Gardeners call a plant that does this a dynamic accumulator. So when the leaves die back and break down on the surface, all that mineral wealth it hauled up from the deep gets deposited right where your grass roots live. It's fertilizing the top 4 inches of your lawn with calcium it stole from 2 feet down, the exact calcium your compacted soil was missing. The plant is repairing the deficiency that created it. Now put those two facts together and look at what spraying actually does. You hit the dandelion with herbicide. The top dies, browns, disappears. You feel like you won, but the compaction is still there. The calcium's still gone. The soil condition that grew the dandelion in the first place hasn't changed one bit. So next spring, the seeds in your soil do the only sensible thing. They grow more dandelions. You didn't solve anything. You killed the paramedic and left the patient bleeding. So here's what to do instead, and it costs you nothing. First, and this is the hard part, leave some of them. Not all, if you can't stand the look. But stop treating every single one as a target. Let a portion of them run their full cycle, root, leaves, and dieback, so the aeration and the mineral deposit actually happen. You're not being lazy. You're letting the free labor finish the job. Second, mow high. Set your blade to 3 inches, 3.5. Taller grass shades the soil, keeps it cooler and damper. And, this is the part that matters, dandelion seeds need light and bare ground to sprout. A thick, tall lawn smothers the next generation naturally. You outcompete them instead of poisoning them. Third, if you want fewer over time, treat the actual cause. Deal with the compaction, a garden fork worked into the worst patches, or just the earthworms the dandelion channels invite in doing it for you over a couple of seasons. And feed the calcium back. A little gypsum or crushed eggshells worked in, or simply letting those mineral-rich leaves decompose in place. Fix the soil, and the dandelions leave on their own, because they were only ever there to fix it. One warning, because I've watched people get this wrong. Don't let a whole lawn go fully to seed if your neighbors are the type to mind. Those white puffballs travel, and you'll make enemies over the fence. There's a window. Once the yellow flower turns to that gray seed head, that's your cue to mow the ones you're not keeping before they open. You get every benefit of the root and the leaves without carpeting the whole street. Timing, that's all it takes. Here's the thing I want you to carry outside with you. For your whole life, somebody profited from you seeing that yellow flower as a failure. It was never a failure. It was your soil, wounded and quietly trying to heal itself, sending up the one plant it had that could do the job. And every spring, on schedule, you paid a company to come kill the cure and leave the wound. The dandelion was never fighting your lawn. It was fighting for it. You just never dug deep enough to see whose side it was on.